Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Humans of Pesto. I'm your host, Laisha, and today we are delving deep into the dynamic world of mentorship within the Pesto community. Our guest for today's episode is Venkata, a Pesto mentor whose unwavering commitment has played a pivotal role in defining the career trajectories of a lot of budding developers in the Pesto family. Welcome to the show, Venkata.
Hey, hi Laisha, welcome.
I do believe that mentorship is a really powerful way to make an impact, and I'm sure, like since joining Pesto and throughout your journey with us, you've had an impact on a lot of developers that you
Yes.
worked with. So, I wanted to understand a little bit more about your experience of how has it been like for you after joining Pesto and working with developers from all walks of life.
So comes into dealing with mentees. Yes, a mentorship is a kind of important task for depends because whatever the things they can handle in live session, if they have any doubts, if they miss any doubts, like we need to clarify for them. So whenever I go for any group
Hmm.
discussion, so in terms of mentors, I used to interact with each and every one of them. Even after the session, I used to call them whether my session is
Right.
fine or not. Do you want anything to me add on, like one on one? In the group discussion only, like I used to interact. I interact with
Hmm.
the people to ask them to solve problem in front of everyone. The reason behind that is like to showcase them their skill,
Right.
and it help them to understand how
Hmm.
much they are like skilled and how they are getting grooming in with the help of Pesto technical skills actually. How our like live session instructors they are guiding. So all things I'll be saying. If they are lagging somewhere, I'll be sharing the links whatever they require. Or else, even if I was not aware of that particular topic also, I used to study for them, and then I'll come for the people, and then I want to share knowledge whatever I have or whatever I travel in my particular path. So I was like really curious about to do on each and everyday basis actually.
Right. I'm sure, a lot of developers don't know the importance mentorship can have. So maybe you can shed a little bit of a light on why you believe mentorship can play a really important role in the life of a developer.
In my initial days, when I was trying to study for in particular full stack process, so it's been around 1 year. I was continuously searching where
Mhm.
I can study, how I want to study, and how to. So when I was like
Right.
trying to learn, so he's one of the person who guided me from scratch actually to say, like when I was like whenever I was like lagging on any particular skill, so at that time he used to give me all kind of links. He used to give me complex tasks, and he will ask me to complete within small time. So he knows that I can't able to, but he wants to increase the potential, as well as he wants to, what he wants to do is like he wants to make them the developers search, so that like he can able to learn multiple things. So whenever I study, I used to think okay, so this kind of role is really something different. Like whatever we do, it might be it's kind of positive way we have to think. So whatever we are doing, so see how grooming, how much time he's like taking us to groom, and he's making a statue. So this kind of role is really a fantastic role. So that role I want to
Right.
play at least in some point of my life. So that role is like mentor. So I got that particular opportunity. The same I was like trying for my students. Still like I want to improve more on myself to help my students, or like help my mentees to do whatever they want in life.
Mhm.
Even like last week also, I have been taken and batch 1.5 year back. So he messaged me, and he says, "Sir, I got a mail from Pesto regarding like this. So like, what should I want to do?" So the way I have the touch with the mentees, so how friendly they are, like really friendly to speak again with me actually. So this kind of things I was really happy for to do for my
Right.
mentees. And I feel
Right.
in this role, yes, something magic was there actually. Even someone is getting job, it will be really happy for me
Mhm.
actually. I actually, in my first batch, when I was trying for my
Right.
students, so they said, "Sir, I can't get this much of package." I said, "You go and speak, and you ask this
Mhm.
particular package." So out of five, two got been deferred,
Mhm.
and three was there. So all three has been placed with 100% hike. So it's a very big thing for me, and happy journey for me also, like where I have given my students with a good thing actually.
So, would you like to talk about some of the experiences with your mentees where you've observed that having these conversations kind of help the developers better and also find their path by learning from your own journey as well?
Actually, everyone has a fear that initial days, whenever they are traveling, so they have a fear that okay, we join, what we are going to do. It's kind of an journey from one path to another. So in this case, they have very big fear. So how they are going to travel? So I used to interact with each and every mentee. So I used to ask their
Right.
background. So I check with them and I say, okay, you have been into this background, but you are coming to this
Hmm.
particular background. So in this case, you have to be understand that you should not have, first point, you should not have any fear, because either we win or we will win at some point of time. There is no concept of losing. So initially I start with this point actually, so that on the initial point itself they'll be
Right.
having some kind of confidence. Okay, he's trying to convey something, so they will listen to my words, first point. And the next thing is like, whenever I speak with them, sir, they will say, sir, like I have this much of lagging, sir, I have this much of pending work. They will say, sir, what should I want to do for this assignment? So whatever I say, like whenever they say, sir, I was lagging, so don't think that you're lagging, so you're restarting again. So whatever you, if you are like you want to do, just do it from right now itself. Again, you have the time. Okay, it will take another 1 or 2 months extra from whatever we are trying to do, but you will be in a good position at that particular level after some 6 months or 7 months of journey with Pesto. And you have to understand we have many things to learn. So like this, I will be like conveying the things whatever they want. I'll be like more of them to understand what they want to do, so that like they will have some clear cut idea of what they want to be, how they want to be. So this kind of things helps mentees to understand, okay, we are in the right path, we have came we have came to the right place, we have been with the correct curriculum. So they, and I will say, I say that you don't say that this curriculum is small, this
Right.
curriculum is large. So everywhere we have the exact curriculum. So you just see and make the in-depth knowledge on each and everything. In that, like you can able to understand and you can expand yourself like a tree, where you can think many branches, like that I used to convey to them actually. So in that way they used to they will not stop, they obey my words, and they will be like searching, and they'll be coming, sir, I have seen this, I have applied to this company, I got this call, like that, sir, I studied this concept is like really useful, like I was applying in this to my particular project. So like this they will come and say to me, then they will get more confident and they will say, sir, what I should I want to do. They will started asking me, sir, you give me something extra which I want to do, you give me some problems, what should I want to do. So those kind of things they started asking. So I used to
Right.
do for them also, like okay, they are asking me how to do for them. So that kind of relation with the mentees, and the friendly things with the mentees, like will help them a lot to understand without any lagging actually.
I think it's always amazing for me to hear these stories. How mentorship can empower individuals to firstly overcome their self doubt, and at the
Yeah.
same time, I've seen these folks like go ahead and achieve great things. So, you know, uh, it's great thing that you're doing, and that also brings me to this question that keeps going on in my mind, which is around connecting with your mentees. Right? Every mentee will have different circumstances. Everybody's going to have their own learning journeys.
Whenever I was assigned to a particular batch, so once I get the particular contact, I directly call them and I speak, because the first point is communication. Once we communicated with them,
Hmm.
they will have that fearless and they will start communicating with us.
Right.
So the second point is, I don't like appreciate none to be like avoiding this group discussion or one-on-one. So because that is one of the powerful place we are giving our as a place for our mentees to understand for their doubts and question and things actually. So I don't appreciate if someone is avoiding. So even if they are not like joining the call, so I used to call them, can you please join, and you just try for some 10 to 20 minutes. If you have work, then we can like switch it to the another day. So after joining the call, they will come up with some question. So the particular session they will not avoid. Parallelly, if they have any doubts, I will also make them clear. So but if I was like doing the same for one or two times, the third time they only call me and ask, sir, when we'll have the group discussion, we'll be having the one. And moreover, like I'll be making flexible timing according to them. Only sometimes I make excuses for my side, because their role is more
Right.
important here. So whenever they need the one-on-one and the group discussion, within that particular limit, I am saying from Saturday till this particular Friday, how much the time we have for that 1 week. So in that time, either 1 or 2 days plus, I take the time for them to give for that one-on-one and the
Mhm.
group discussion. But at any cost, I won't avoid that group discussion or one-on-one for my personal reasons.
So I wanted to understand that when it comes to encouraging your mentees or exploring different avenues with them, how do you encourage them to like explore side projects or contribute to open source initiatives? Because uh, fostering that spirit of exploration is hard in developers. So wanted to understand your take on that.
So I used to make them understand how much we need to be more strong on that particular web
Right.
fundamentals, because I used to make them the chaining process. Here, like SDLC, we have the chaining process for each and every tech stack. So whenever they study the HTML, they can able to understand the tags. So
Right.
when they study the CSS, they can able to apply the styles. So when they study the JavaScript, they can able to understand, they can able to implement the logic. So I used to connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, see, suppose in this case, if you study this HTML, where you can able to apply the styles for this particular tags, so that like if you are strong with HTML, you don't need to worry about like studying CSS. So when you study the CSS, you don't need to strong worry about the JavaScript, because JavaScript is a combination of HTML and CSS, where we are going to implement the styles, sorry, implement the functionalities what wherever it is required. So I used to make them understand. So when you study this particular thing, study clearly and understand the
Right.
particular thing with the browser. So when you start interacting with the browser, entire web development is done. That's it. So I used to convey the same to them. And there is a very big question from everyone, sir, what is data structure? Why data structure we have to go? This data structure I'm not understanding. So this is one of the interesting question I'll be having from everyone. So I will say,
Exactly.
see, data structure is nothing but it's a concept way to like do the performance for time and space. That's it. So you don't need to worry about data structures. Just understand what is data structure. Data is like whatever we are trying to display in the UI, that we have to do it with something kind of in a fast way where user can able to experience the faster things. So what are the simple concepts you study? For example, I'll say, if you are taking an concept called array, see, you think you compare it with a JavaScript array. So there we have multiple inbuilt function. You see how that inbuilt function has written, that is data structure, simple. So whenever you study that sorting, here you study different kind of sorting. So in this different kind of sorting, you see which sorting can
Right.
be very quickly done, which can be quickly done, that will be helpful for the end user. So in different browser, they use different sortings. So you understand that, that's it, that is the data structures. Comes into algorithm the same.
Exactly.
It will help us to reduce time, that's it. So you apply something, see the time and space. If it is not there, just try to understand with, try to apply it with the like what are the advanced things we have, that's it. That will
Hmm.
come up with the optimized solutions for time and space. So in this way, if you study each and every point of data structures and
Right.
algorithm, definitely like you can able to understand it very clearly. Yes, it will take time. So whenever you try solving the problems, you will come to know how it will be. So in this way, like I used to make them understand on each and everything actually.
I think it's been a very enriching conversation to know it from your perspective, what mentorship entails and how, as developers, can actually get the maximum benefit out of it. Because when somebody
Yeah.
has done it and has already trodden on that path, it's always good to have someone guide us on our way there as well. So thank you for sharing all those insights. And now to add a little
I
bit of a fun to our podcast, How about a quick rapid fire round? Are you up for it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. Um, what technology are you most excited about that hasn't fully realized itself yet?
It's JavaScript.
Would you rather have the ability to instantly master any new programming language or speak and understand any human
Um,
language?
Instantly mastering programming language is fine because once we understand one language, others is fine, easy to master it.
Windows or Mac?
Mac,
iOS or Android?
iOS,
Front end or back end?
front end,
Java or Python?
Java,
Debugging or refactoring?
debugging,
And for the last one, hackathons or coding competitions?
coding competition.
Awesome. You nailed the rapid fire round, Venkata. Well, that also brings us to the end of today's episode. It's very evident that your mentorship has had a profound impact on the developers you've worked with. And I'm grateful to have you part of the Pesto community. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us on this episode of Humans of Pesto. We'll be back soon with more exciting conversations. Until next time, keep exploring and never stop learning.